Our second preliminary, week 3 of men's 5-pin play. Steve Meyer, North Bay. Cory Gallant from Stratford PEI. And wow, look at that. Both of them perfect through the first 2 as Meyer bowls here in the third.
Almost palms the ball. You can see him really set it down in the palm of his hand. Gets more finger on it that way because he really turns the ball hard. All 3 of those have crossed over on his strikes, crossed over. They've actually been in the left-hand pocket.
Oh boy, he hit it full, got the action, and both of them now perfect through 3. Gallant from Stratford PEI, that's just southeast of Charlottetown.
Great start by both players. Different styles, different speed. Cory throwing a backup, very short 3-step approach.
Not too full that time.
Backed up, started to move, and then just sat there right dead on the nose.
Cory, a former winner of the old TSN Youth Challenge back in 1993 when he won a $1,000 scholarship. Now works for Cogsdale Corporation, where he's their project manager. He's a former national youth champion back in '93. So YBC turning out another terrific bowler.
Absolutely. 7 times he's appeared in C5 Nationals in team events, so lots of experience in big-time matches. For Steve, this is really his second big adventure into adult competition.
It's a bad break.
Well, again, when you're throwing the hook, the ball's crossing over like that, there's all kinds of dangers. For my money, if I'm throwing a hook, I'd rather be in the right-hand pocket. This one, he catches it a little bit thick, and the 3-pin just rolls over in the channel. Ouch. Missed that by the 3-pin.
Steve was on the pins game back in 2003. Lost in the preliminaries, took home $100. And manages to get the 15. Interesting, isn't it? They both have 3 strikes to start. Now they've both opened up in the 4th. And it's a slight advantage to Steve Meyer.
Yeah, the difference is he got a corner pin, so he gets the better count on his strikes. 17 pins separating the 2 after 4 complete frames. Right on the nose. Looked like he tried to make an adjustment, get it back to the right-hand pocket, just didn't get it far enough right. Very quick feet. And when you get quick feet, that can have a big effect on your timing, because if you don't match arm speed to foot speed, you can get completely out of whack, and then it changes on how you release the ball, where you release it, and the amount of stuff you get on it.
Is it a sign of something? I mean, is it nervousness? Where does that come from?
It can be a little adrenaline. You get moving the ball early when you're in your stance position, and then that throws your timing off. Then your feet got to move faster to catch up or slow down.
You saw Steve talking with a buddy of his, Jim McClellan. Maybe a little bit of help there. There's a little bit of coaching as Cory Gallant manages to come back with a strike.
Dead solid. Perfect left-hand pocket. Backs it up. No question. On that one, it was a strike.
Cory bowls out of Murphy's Community Center in Charlottetown.
Crossed over. Another double. Cory showing the ability to run strikes. Started with 3, interrupted by that head pin in the 4th, and now a double and a lead in the match. Eye on the footwork here. Oh, he stuck partway through that slide before he even got to the foul line. And that'll really throw your timing off. That ball went left very early because of that. That was better footwork, and he got it into the right-hand pocket where he wanted to.
Picks up the spare, but you can see it's still, as you go back, advantage for Mayer through 5, but it's the 2 strikes, or through 4, pardon me. It's Gallant with those 2 strikes in 5 and 6, which are likely to put him ahead.
Better footwork, right-hand pocket.
Not quite as fast.
Well, he's got a really short push away. Now you can see his footwork is quick. That sideways at the foul line is typical of too much speed in your footwork. And you got to put the brakes on, and that's typically what happens as you go sideways.
Looking for a third here, Cory Gallant.
Cory, it's the first miss on the head pin for Cory. Very short first 2 steps, and then a little bit of a slide, but not much. Fairly high backswing and back bend to get him down low to the line.
So it's a 6-pin advantage through 6 for Cory Gallant, but it is Steve Meyer with the advantage in 7, strike up compared to the spare.
Slight advantage with that strike in 7 for Steve Meyer. Ooh. Little thick left-hand pocket. Again, 3-pin just died in the flat gutter on the right beside the corner pin. Ouch. It's never a good time to miss a corner pin, but in the 8th frame of a very tight match, it could mean the difference between winning and losing. And 2 more pins left on the lane. That's 5 altogether for Cory in this match.
So an opportunity here for Steve Meyer out of North Bay, who works for 2 for 1 Pizza. Has a strike up in the 7th.
Making sure the hand's dry. Well, gets the good count. Chop off. He's over the 3rd arrow, and that ball really takes off on him. Just gets a piece of the head pin. right side chop off and want to fit this in between the 3-pin.
Oh dear.
Right on the nose, drove it straight back.
So the potential is here with both bowlers having opens in 8, slight advantage to Cory Gallant. There it is, the 15 count for a 2-16. And you can see it's a 4-pin game with 2 to play.
And it's absolutely in Cory's hands to win. He can strike out the 9th and 10th. He can shut out Steve Meyer.
Boy, oh boy. Ball went left and 3 pins went right.
Yeah, that was really a break there. He just catches a piece of the head pin. I'd be pretty happy with that result. And now missing that chop off in the 8th is even more critical for Steve. Great shot.
So they match each other in the 9th with strikes. Remember, it was a 4-pin advantage for Gallant through 8, both with strikes up now. And as you point out, if Gallant can strike out here, there's just not enough pins for Steve Meyer.
First one's crucial. If he gets this, then he forces Steve to do likewise to get the first one in the 10th. Pulled it left.
You almost hear it too. I mean, just wasn't the smooth throw as we've come to expect from him.
Second miss of the match. Still got a possible 280. Strike here, and he'll force Steve Meyer to get the first one in the 10th.
Cory averages a 245 in his league play in Charlottetown. So he's above that here. Oh, good action on the right-hand side as he bowls a 280.
And that's a big strike in the 10th frame. Cory, or Steve rather, must have the first strike in the 10th frame to win this match.
Steve, out of Partners Bowling and Billiards in North Bay, averages 250 in league play. Needs a strike, and he will not have it. And so Cory Gallant
pulled it left. Again, every one of his misses with that hook 3 times now in this game. He's missed left. Ouch. And then punches it coming back to make things worse.
So Steve Meyer will take home the $250 that goes to the losers of the preliminary, and Cory Gallant will move on. It's a 256 for Steve Meyer of North Bay, while Cory Gallant of Stratford, Prince Edward Island, will now move on and hook up with Barry Wright of Aldergrove, and one of them will become the 3rd semifinalist, men's 5-pin play, the Canadian Bowling Championships.